I can. All right, I think we got it.
Awesome.
Well,
Alrighty.
more or less, as long as we don't talk too fast and overwhelm the system or something. I don't know. No. All right, great.
Alright.
So just let me grab my notes here. So we had talked that we were going to do. You've already done 1 and 2, like the first 2 sessions. So the third session is where you start talking yourself through the exercises, right?
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah. So you're like going. At least it's my understanding. Maybe you have something else you want to accomplish today too. Um, but you talk yourself through the exercises as if you're leading someone through them.
Okay.
Does that fit, or do you have something else in mind?
No, that's totally fine. But you, I don't know. You're gonna be able to see me like that? You have to see me, right?
Yay! I can see you. But
Okay.
so just
Stand up and hopefully you'll still see me.
I can still see you. Yay! So just before we get into it all, how has your tremoring been? What have you been noticing? I just loved your what's it called? These things. I printed off all 42 pages. What are they?
Well, 42 pages. That wasn't even all of them.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, it was so. Like I said before, it was so inspiring to for me to just read about how you sort of lean into it all. I was just
yeah, it was a long process.
yeah.
And some of it got pretty gnarly at times, but it's, now I'm in a really good space, although I'm still not fully engaged. So I want to, obviously continue and get fully engaged to some point, but things are good.
Cool. So you're not having any pains or any major.
Well, I mean, I always have pain when I TRE. I get pains in my back all the time.
Yeah.
But all the pains from injuries and stuff seem to have gone away. The nausea and all that black fist of stuff is gone. And it's
Okay.
really just, I get pain in my shoulder blade. I get it along my spine. But it's nothing, I know it's part of the process. At some point when my body fully releases,
Yeah.
it'll go. So, since class, my arm has stopped shaking again, of course.
Yeah.
But I did get a ball that I kind of stretch my back out on before I do it. I don't have it here with me.
Yeah. That's fine.
It's, my back is still creaking. It's snapping and popping,
Yeah.
but it just hasn't loosened up enough yet to do things, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. Patience.
Yeah.
Patience. Yeah. And I like that. I like that idea of the foam roller for you on your back, like we were trying to do.
Ended up getting.
Yeah.
I got a soft Nerf ball.
Oh.
It's a soccer ball.
Yeah.
And that's just about right. I started it at one end and just kind of roll on it.
Oh, nice. Okay. And that gives you just enough sort of stretch, so that you're getting something. Yeah. Oh.
Because I have a big, I guess it's a yoga ball, but that was too big. It supports me too much.
Yeah.
So it doesn't allow me to, doesn't give me enough of a stretch.
Okay. Yeah. Do you know what those foam roller thingies are?
I do, and I just haven't, we live kind of in a remote area, and I just haven't been able to get to a store to do that yet.
Oh,
Actually, tomorrow when I'm here in Pennsylvania, there's stores all over the place, so maybe I can get one while I'm here.
Yeah. Or just a PVC pipe.
Well, my husband has lots of those.
Yeah. So put a towel over it, or even a pillow or something, and begin to play. But I'm just so excited. I'm so excited to read some of your journals, and it was just helpful for me to be like, oh, okay, so this is hard, and you're still doing it, and you're still staying with it, and you're regulating, and you're thinking about it. And I think all of this work you're doing is going to inform how you offer TRE, and you're going to be less afraid of other people's reactions, so you can stay You're going to be able to stay grounded more if they're having a hard reaction. You'd be like, oh yeah, been there, right?
Right. Just what I'm hoping. I mean, it's the process of getting here to actually be pursuing the facilitator piece of it has been a long road too, because I've been thinking about it for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
But I kept kind of putting it off and putting it off until I could see where my process took me.
Yeah.
And now I'm feeling really quite comfortable with it.
Oh, good. Good. All right, so for the time we have left, I'm on a ball and I've got bags all around me and they're getting in my way. Just gotta move it. Let's go through the exercises. You can start. It might feel a little clunky. I know when I did this, it was like, okay, bring my feet so far apart and then roll over to one side, But just sort of like talk yourself through it so that you get before you actually work with someone, you've sort of got the words you're going to say down a little bit.
Sure.
Does that sound like an okay plan?
That does.
Okay.
And don't forget, I've got my credit card here, so I can pay you too.
Okay. After all this Skype stuff, yeah.
Oh, I know. How ridiculous is that?
Yeah.
Okay, so
How do you explain it to people? Like, how would you start it? Because that's always...
yeah, what I've been telling friends, the ones that I want to come and do this on Skype as part of my training, is I tell them that through the course of, I first sought out a group counselor to have some issues with my son who was going through puberty.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, I touched with someone who was doing some body work to help people relieve stress.
Nice.
And, I decided to go ahead and try it, and I really liked it. I've been doing it for about 8 months now. And just by doing a series of simple exercises at home, I can put myself in a position to make myself shake and relieve the tension and stress that I encounter on a daily basis in a natural way. And what I've been telling people is that my sleep patterns have changed significantly. I'm a lot calmer all the time. My interactions with the boys are less stressful since both of them are in puberty. Let's see, 2 boys in puberty, a husband with Asperger's, and a father that's 80 and lives with us.
Are you serious?
Oh, I'm dead
Yeah.
serious.
No wonder my elbows weren't enough for your back.
Yeah, it's an interesting life that we lead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doing these on my own at home, I've become much calmer.
Yeah.
And I think I've become easier to deal with.
Yeah.
Which certainly helps the situation. So
Yeah.
what I would like to do at this point is, I guess, show you how it's done.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to lead you through a series of exercises, and if at any time anything hurts or becomes painful or uncomfortable, let me know, and we can do some modifications. The point isn't to stress you out or hurt you, it's just to loosen
Oh, I lost you.
up your muscles and get them to shaking. So first we'll stand with our feet about a shoulder width apart, pointed straight out, and we just rock from side to side 5 times.
I don't think David really liked that of me. I noticed that after I did that, he didn't let me lead the exercises anymore.
He didn't, I know, I don't know why, but I was counting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you've done that 5 times back and forth, you want to shake out your ankles. And next you can either grab a wall, or I'm going to do it both feet on the ground because I do need modifications for my feet, but you can grab a wall and raise one leg up behind you, and on your other leg you just want to raise and lower your heel until you reach a 7 out of 10 on a pain level. Again, all this is doing is just loosening up your muscles so they're more receptive to shaking. And I could do this for a very long time unless you want me to jump forward.
Whatever feels right.
I know, I'm just conscious of your time too.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll go right to the top of the hour. Yeah, and you modify by yeah.
I modify by doing just both feet at the same time.
Okay. Yeah.
So I stand with my feet straight out, about just slightly less than shoulder width apart,
Yeah.
and I raise up on both at the same time because it lessens the pain of the Morton's neuroma.
Yeah. Okay. Good. One of the things I will often say on the first exercise is roll over to one side so the weight is on the outside of one foot and the inside of the other foot.
Okay, yep,
Sometimes it helps explain things.
right.
Yeah. Sometimes it, you know, people don't. You know, David, you did it the way David does, which is just here it is, just do this, right? Right. And it works, right? It totally works, right? Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's good though. Get right up on the side of your.
Yeah, yeah, because that actually sort of breaks up the fascial patterns. We're not used to working that way. So if you're on the outside of one foot and the inside of the other foot, that's kind of the point to some degree here. So
What's going on? Okay.
yeah.
All right.
And then the 7 out of 10, sometimes it's helpful for people to, hear that where 0 is this and 10 is this. You want a 7, so they have something to compare it to. Yeah.
Right, so they know the 7 is on the higher end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you got to work with the least common denominator, like people who are really not even paying attention to you. Who like you're
You would assume if they can't see, they are paying attention.
right.
You would assume they're not.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when that one's done, you want to shake out your
Yeah.
legs there as well. And this next one, I only know one way to do it, so I guess I have to come up with some modifications for it. But this next one, you're going to put your hands lightly on the floor on either side of one of your legs, and you lift your other leg up into the air, and you're going to just raise and lower your butt, working the muscles. Again, for a 7 out of 10, 10 being so painful you can't stand it anymore. And now there's definitely a lot of modifications for this one for people that have like high blood pressure and stuff that could like pass out going down, right?
Yeah. And David had us do lunges at one point, putting one foot in front of the other and just sort of lunging with a leg. I actually will have people stand with two hands against the wall and squat down.
Oh, facing the wall?
Yeah, so they're facing the wall. And you can do.
You could probably do it on like the end of the bed.
You could even do it that way too. The key with this is that the weight is in the heel, and that you're going back. Your weight is going back so that you're pretending you're sitting on like a stool. So the knee isn't going much further than the foot, and the weight is in the heel. That's the key, because if the knee gets too far out from the foot, it can hurt some people's knees.
Okay. All right.
So how I describe that one, if you can see me, if it's useful, should we go one by one or should we do it all at the end?
No, let's go one
Let's
by
go
one.
one. I don't know if you can see me.
I can't see you. All I see is a stationary headshot.
All right. Can you see me at all now?
No, just a stationary headshot.
Oh, really? I'm not moving? Oh.
Your lips aren't even moving.
Oh, God. Skype. Well, at least you're moving on my end. So I'll talk you through it then. What I do is I say something like, okay, I'm going to bring my weight to one foot or the other. I'm going to take my hands, I'm going to bend down and put them close to that foot. Not too far out, not too far in, but real close to that foot. Drop my head and neck, lift my back foot. From here, what I'm going to do is bring the weight to the heel, lift my toes just a little bit, and then I'm going to squat on that leg, pretending that there's a seat behind me that I'm putting my butt in. And I'm going to go up and down until the sensations in my legs, or the energy in my legs, or the fatigue in my leg gets to be a 7 out of 10, where 10 is, I can't do another one, and 0 is, oh my God, I could do this all day. The key with this is to not allow the knee to go too far out from the foot because that can bother knees. And then, so I show them it first, and then I coach them through it again, right? Because this is the most technically.
Right, this is the most difficult one.
Yeah.
I just do it, so.
And yeah, right. So now you've got to break it down and put words to it.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Cool. Am I still a headshot?
You are still a headshot. White shirt, blue tie,
Yeah, I get. Yeah, it is.
stripes behind you and something on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well,
Right.
I'm just a voice. Let's see. All right. So where are we? The next one. Yeah.
Yep, the next exercise we're going to do is going to stretch your adductor muscles, which are the muscles on the inside of your legs. You're going to spread your feet a little further out from your shoulders, keep them facing forward. And first you're going to bend at the waist, let your head hang, keep your knees soft. You'll take 4 deep breaths, and then you're going to walk yourself over to one side, 4 deep breaths. Walk yourself to the other side with 4 deep breaths, and then back into the center and reach through between your legs for 4 deep breaths. After that, you're going to walk yourself slowly up to a standing position, and I'll show you. After 4 breaths, I'm going to walk myself over to my left leg. Take 4 more breaths. I walk myself over to my right leg with 4 breaths. And then back to center, keeping your knees soft and your head loose. Just reach up towards the back. 4 deep breaths. And slowly walk yourself back up to a standing position and shake your legs out.
Do you tremor in that one, Linda?
Now,
Yeah. 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 Some people do. Some people don't. Yeah.
yeah, not usually. If I've had a workout beforehand, I can. Like if I've gone skiing first or been for my morning walk or something, I can sometimes get in trouble going there, but not usually.
Yeah. 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 Sometimes I'll really tremor there, and sometimes I won't. It's really weird.
It's nice to get the process going.
Yeah, right. How I usually start that, for what it's worth, I'll tell you how I say it. You can use these words if it makes sense. Is I say I'm gonna spread my legs until I get a slight stretch in my inner thigh.
Okay.
And then from there, what I'm going to do is take 4 sets of 3 breaths. So I'm going to bend forward, keeping my knees soft. 3 breaths there, walk my hands over to one leg, 3 breaths there, walk my hands over to the other leg, 3 breaths there, walk my hands through my legs, 3 breaths there. And then coming up, be really careful because I want you to walk your hands up your legs. And then what I'll often say is, so the key here is to keep your knees soft, and at the end, walk your hands up your legs. Because people in TRE get hurt doing TRE going in and out of the exercises.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, people that are not physically fit.
Right. Like, you're hardy. There's, like, not much that's going to hurt you doing this.
I've already done all that.
Right.
I already hurt myself now.
I had this woman doing this, and she locked her knees and fell over.
Oh my.
So now I'm always a little cautious. I'm like, oh, wait, you keep your knees soft. And I'm just going to put a hand here. She was like, I think she was in her 60s. And, oh, God, she laughed so hard. She didn't get hurt, thankfully. But, yeah, she was a sweetheart.
Yeah, that would be a little
So I get a little paranoid about people hurting themselves. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So steal those words or use what makes sense there. But the key is definitely soft knees, walk your hands up at the end, 4 sets of 3 breaths, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Now, most people don't know about the psoas muscle.
Yeah.
So, what is a good introduction into this one?
I just say this is a back bend,
Okay.
and I don't want any pain.
Okay.
But what we are shooting for is a stretch in your belly and in your upper thighs.
Okay. All right. So, what we're going to do next is a back bend. We're not looking for any.
Oh, you're cutting out. Are you there? Hello? Yeah. Are you there?
I'm here.
Yeah. Sometimes the hotel Wi-Fi gets slow and kooky.
Yeah, it's not that great.
Yeah.
So, what part did you hear?
You should start it over.
Okay. So this next exercise that we're going to do is stretch for our back bend. We're not looking to, again, have any type of pain. So if you're feeling uncomfortable, please let me know and we'll stop the process and do some modifications. But we are looking to get a stretch in your thighs and in your belly. So what we'll do is we'll put our feet about shoulder width apart, facing forward. Keep your knees soft. I usually like to place my hands in fists and put them right in the small of my back, just pressing your hips forward a little bit. And you can extend your head backwards with 3 deep breaths. And then just push hip out to one side and look over your shoulder, feeling that stretch. And another 3 deep breaths. And again, we're not looking to have any pain in your back. We want to keep your knees nice and soft. And you would switch to the other side.
Well, you got nice hip rotation.
And I just had 3 snaps in my back as well.
Nice.
And to finish it up, we'll go back to the center. 3 more deep breaths.
Great.
Stand up. More snaps.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I never get snaps when I do this, so something's loosening up.
Yeah.
Um,
That was cool. You really had a lot of range. I mean, even from Kripalu, you've got more range of motion.
so that ball's working then.
I think so. Whatever you're doing, I think there's something happening.
Yeah, because I've never had snaps with that before, and I just had multiple.
Snap, crackle, pops. Yay!
Oh, good.
Yeah, things are moving. Yay! So this was actually the hardest one for me to teach, because I could never find good words.
Right.
And I think what I've come up with is let's see, and I'll do it, and you can just steal whatever makes sense. But I sort of take my hands and put them on my upper butt, and then I'm going to push my pelvis forward so that I get a stretch in my upper thighs and in my belly. I'm going to take 3 deep breaths there. After 3 deep breaths, I'm going to twist from the hips and look over one shoulder or the other.
Okay.
After 3 breaths, I'm going to twist from the hips and look over the other shoulder, and then come back in the middle for 3 more deep breaths, twisting from the hips. So,
Turn your head.
yeah,
Over your shoulder. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. That makes sense.
just different words, and you'll find your own. But the key here is getting the stretch in the abdomen and in the upper thighs, and no pain, right? Because this is the one that
Right.
people hurt. Yeah.
Right. Some people I notice stick their hips way out, and that's going to be bad for their back, I would think.
Well, as long as there's no pain, there's no pain. Like, yogis can all these people practice yoga. They like, yeah,
They contort themselves.
yeah. Okay, so we're at the wall, huh?
We are at the wall. So this next exercise is everybody's favorite.
Yeah.
What we're going to have you do is stand. I don't know if you can feel the, but go up with flat surface on it, and you can lean up against the wall with your back, and you would have your feet again shoulder width apart, facing forward. And what you're going to do is lower yourself to a point that you're comfortable and not in pain, and a point where your knees do not extend out past your toes. So when you look down, you want to be able to see your toes out in front of your knees. And you're going to kind of sit on the wall like that to again stress the muscles to the point where they're set to shaking. You may start shaking while you're on the wall, and that's okay. If you get to a point, again, 7 out of 10 for pain is what we're looking for. If you hit that 7 mark and you need to adjust, you can move yourself up the wall slowly until you're comfortable again. And you want to hold that position for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, Linda, go ahead.
I was going to say, because we're running out of time,
Yeah.
I'll just kind of stop there.
Yeah. And what I tell people is, just for safety reasons, come up the wall and then off the wall,
Okay.
right? So they're less likely to slip and fall. So up the wall, then off the wall, and then they go right into the forward bend.
Okay.
I know it's a lot. It's a lot. You'll get this.
Well, I know, it's just because I do it all the time. I don't even think about it.
I know. Well, it shows that you do it all the time. You know it.
Right, so now I have to stop and slow down and actually put words to it that are going to make sense to people that have no idea what I'm talking about.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, once you've completed your stand on the wall, what I'd like you to do is raise yourself up slowly along the wall to keep your balance. Once you're standing upright, we're going to have you lean right over, fingertips on the ground, leaning forward with the weight towards your toes, with your heels just slightly off the ground, hang with your knees soft and your head loose. We'll hold this position for about 1 minute. Take nice deep breaths. Again, keep your knees loose and your weight slightly forward on your feet. And when you're done, you would slowly walk yourself up your legs using your hands to an upright position.
I really like how you teach.
Thank you.
It's soft and gentle and fun. I should tell you though that coming to the balls of your feet, that's off protocol.
Oh, it is? I thought that's what he said to do.
No, I'm the one who said to do it when I taught it, and then he started picking on me because I said, "Oh, this is off protocol, but try this, right?" And then he was like, "Oh, off protocol. What's the word?" So that's actually from the bioenergetics world.
Okay.
And it's not on protocol. What Sherry tells me is, once you learn the protocol and you come off protocol, just let people know that you're coming off protocol when you do.
Okay, so
Right.
what I would do though then is just skip that and just say,
Yeah, it's just a forward bend, soft knees, drop your head and neck, let your arms hang, breathe, and the tremors may change as you sit here for a minute. Yeah, and walk your hands up your body to come up. Yeah.
okay, so I'll just skip that part completely.
Yeah.
We don't need to go off protocol yet.
Right.
I was cracking up because you were walking me through that. I was laughing though because that poor guy at Kapalu, he had to take his socks off. That's the first thing I would have done. He
Yeah.
takes his socks off and he goes bam on the ground.
No, he didn't take his socks off.
Oh, I thought he took them off and that's when he fell.
I suggested that he take his socks off, and he didn't,
And then he fell.
and then he fell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then I got him a mat, and I don't think he fell after that, but
No, he didn't. He only fell
I suggested a mat and no socks and
Right.
like
You can have some sticky feet.
right. Well, right.
All right, so we have just a couple minutes. I don't want to keep you waiting.
It's good. It's fine. I have my lunch at 2, so let's get through the last exercise. Then we'll talk about how this went, and for you, and what our next step will be, and we'll be done. How's that?
All right, so that was the last exercise. The next part would be getting on the floor, right?
Getting on the floor, baby. Woohoo!
Okay, so at this point, what I would have you do is get down to the floor and lay down on your back. Feet, you need to have the feet pressed together, pulled up, with your heels pulled up towards your butt, and your legs spread open, and just let them release and fall to the side. Once you've stayed in that position for a few moments, we're going to have you raise your hips up as high as you can and hold that position for approximately 1 minute. So your feet still together, knees open and hips up off the ground. Again, we're not looking to have any pain. This just will help the femur mechanism get going. And I'm not going to go for the whole minute, please.
Yeah. Right.
So at this point, I'd like you to put your hips back down on the ground. Again, have your knees fall open. Try to let them relax. And then you can move your feet slightly further away from your body. Stay like this for a little bit. Making sure that you're breathing. That you're comfortable. And then slowly we're going to raise your knees just a hair, hold in that position for a while. And at any time during the process you become uncomfortable, if you have any pain, if you want to stop, you just lower your feet down straight, your legs flat on the ground, or roll over onto your side. And that will stop the process, and we can talk about what happened and decide where we go from there. Okay, how's that?
Cool. So I'll give you my words, and you can grab what you grab. So I usually point out what the rest position is and what the stop position is. So the rest position, the soles of my feet are together, my knees are falling towards the floor as much as they can. If you ever get tired, this is the rest position. It's also the start position. If something's happening and you want the tremors to stop, straighten your legs and lock your knees, and then I'll demonstrate that. And then, so the first step is we're going to stay in the rest position for about a minute. Then we'll lift our pelvises off the floor and hold for a minute or two. Drop our pelvis down, rest for another minute. Bring our knees together then and hold for a couple minutes. Bring our knees together a couple inches, hold for 2 minutes. Bring them together again, 2 inches, hold for 2 minutes. After that, putting feet flat on the floor, feet closer together than knees, and we can stay in this position for as long as is comfortable or as long as we plan to. To end the exercise, straighten your legs, lock your knees, take a few moments to let the tremors end and let whatever happens consolidate. And then to get up, roll over to one side or the other, and push yourself up into a seated position. That's a lot of words, right?
That is a lot of work.
It's a lot of words, right? But you've done it so much that you just, what I do is, usually I say it as I'm doing it with them, because I usually tell people, let me demonstrate first.
Okay.
And you see if we need to modify it, right? You just check to see if your body will like this. So you let me do it first. So you've done this a bunch of times. So when you're in your own practice, you can just kind of like, okay, bring your knees together. It's just putting words to what you're already doing with a couple little add-ons here and there.
When you're showing this to someone for the first time, you not only show them all the exercises first, but you actually get down on the floor and show them those positions first as well.
Yeah, like what I do is, especially if I'm doing a group, I say, let me show you first.
Okay.
And so, mostly because I'm a little paranoid, I don't want people getting hurt. Right. So I want to be able to talk through the whole exercises with its cautions, and what I want them thinking about as far as safety is concerned.
Okay.
Right. So that's where my head's at in the beginning.
Okay.
I did a group of social workers in New Jersey, and like we therapists we don't follow directions well at all. And I was like, okay, we're getting to the most technical exercise. Who's gonna do this first? Right? And they're like, you are. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna do it first. I don't want anybody getting hurt. And wouldn't you know it, like 4 or 5 people were doing it with me.
Of course.
Right? So.
That would happen to Kripalu too. People were down there grooving and shaking before you had even started.
Yeah, and that's fine if they know what they're doing and they're not going to get injured. That's fine. But for the first time, and for learning purposes, it's I think it's good to just know the protocol and the safety things. So
Okay.
yeah, good. So yeah, how was that for you? I thought you can tell that you've been practicing because it's so much easier to talk about it because you've done it like a million times, huh?
Yeah, I have done it a million times. So thank you. No, it was great. I had fun. It's good to make me stop and think about what I'm saying because, again, I'm so used to just going through the motions now that
Yeah.
I have to really put that different hat on.
Right. Because now you're a trainer or a facilitator or whatever it's called, right?
So I guess I like getting stuck and getting the feedback directly after each piece.
Okay.
It's easier for me to remember than getting it all at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just be consistent with me so I can get the right words in my head.
Yeah, and what I actually had to do is Sherry's good with the words. She's really good with the words, and I actually had to write out my script. For each exercise, I typed out a script, and I took it from a bunch of places. Do you have this pamphlet? Can you see? Can you see me?
No, you don't move at all.
Okay. Yeah.
Headshot, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there is a pamphlet that David has, a trauma releasing exercises pamphlet. We might have had some at Kripalu.
I've seen them on the website.
Yeah, they've got some. He's explained it in many different places, and so I just keep taking. Like sometimes I read it, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to add that to what I say, or oh yeah, I subtract what I say. It's really finding your own way as long as you have in there the safety pieces. Right.
Also, in this book, he's got the words too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That right now, so I could, beg, borrow, and steal from me.
Yeah, totally. Or right, and there's gonna be a couple things that I think are important just for learning purposes. One is let me do the exercises before you do. Let me demonstrate first. And then in each exercise, there is some kind of safety concern, right? Usually it's sort of, don't like your knees or a balance thing or, something like that. Or your knee not going further out than your foot, which all of that you knew. So at this stage, at level 1, it's like, can you lead someone through it safely? Do you know the exercises? You do, right? So it's just this real, it's this real basic stuff right now. Get your words down, keep the safety stuff down, keep working with yourself, keep doing it yourself, and you've got it. Yeah. anything else you want to cover? Any other thoughts that you might have had?
No.
Questions?
So, I mean, I think it'll be better next time when we have the full hour. We're not messing around with Skype the whole time.
Oh yeah.
So that would be good. And
We got about when all said and is done, we'll have about 50 minutes.
yeah, no, I know.
I think.
We will.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is good. But
Yeah.
I think next time, our next appointment will actually be at camp, so I'll be in another very tight space. Up in northern Maine, so
Oh, where?
Moosehead Lake.
Oh, I don't know.
It's way up by Baxter State Park.
Oh, by Baxter. Wow.
Yeah, so you know. I
Is
think-
that where Katahdin is?
Yes, yeah,
Well, that is up there.
it is up there.
Yeah.
So I think it's the third time we talked that'll actually be home. So.
Oh, good.
I think that's good. There'll be diversity and being to CRE in unfamiliar locations. So.
Yeah.
That'll be good. And I would like at some point to, I understand I'm going to do, these two more individually, and then I'm going to walk 4 people through it, I guess twice with you, twice with Sherry.
Oh, okay.
What is the final?
Boy, in some of the literature, they talk about it doing with another trainer. And it's just you're leading someone, my understanding is you're just leading someone through it.
Okay.
And it's like the last time you do it. So I would think of it that way.
Right, because her note said it was an hour and a half long.
And she might have a different protocol. She might have a different protocol now. And I'm still learning all the protocol. But, I mean, really what to focus on is, getting your words down. Like everything we talked about. Leading someone through. Having a good relationship with them. Having some sense of how to deal with someone who is, having a difficult time, and I think you're doing a facilitator. I can't remember that there's 2 levels, right? So yeah, you're at this point. I think that there's like 4 interventions. Sort of ask someone to open their eyes, roll them over, sit them up, ask them to talk with you. See a couple. Is there a purple thing in the room, or just bring them to. Something like so. Just get them out of the exercises, get them back in their body, get them moving. But you're not expected to do any like therapeutic intervention.
Right. I'm just supposed to make sure that they do not flood or
Yeah.
disassociate.
Yeah, and if they do, then you're just getting them out of the exercise. Open your eyes. Can you look at me? Roll over. Let's sit up. Let's take a little walk. Get a sip of water. Something. But you're not expected to process this at some deep level or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because I don't have the skills for that. So.
Well, you probably do have the skill. You probably do have the skills for it. You just don't have a license that says you can do it.
Correct. Absolutely correct.
Right, because I know many therapists who, or many people who might have a license for it, but it they struggle with it just as much as anyone else, right? All right.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's great to see you.
You too.
Great to see you. And let's say bye, Sherry.
Bye.
Bye, Sherry. We got Sherry here.